Hello people of the interwebs, this is Luke Moore bringing you with another toy review. And as you can tell, I'm going to be doing a review of the Soul of chogokin dragonzord. It's finally here, I'm excited for it. Now, as you guys know, the Soul of chogokin Megazord was my favorite toy 2017. Will this be my favorite toy 2018? Let's find out. Now, before we get into it, let's start off with the box, which luckily is not as big as the Megazord box. Now, unlike that, where it had two different packaging, for where it has Zyuranger for Daijujin and Mighty Morphin for the Megazord, here it like combines the two series, which I don't really mind. Here you got a picture of Dragonzord, you got a silhouette of his fighting mode face, Soul of chogokin right here. I think in Japanese it says Dragon Caesar, and then here it says Dragonzord. You got Super Sentai Zyuranger and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right here. Warnings nobody cares about, Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And on the side, both sides, and on the bottom, you just have silhouettes of the Dragonzord, so yeah. And on the top, you have another silhouette of the fighting mode face. And on the back, you just have everything that you can do with it. Combine the fighting mode, Mega Dragonzord, and you have the Bluefin distributed sticker right here. So, that's it with the packaging. Let's take a look at the Dragonzord itself. Okay, so here we got the Dragonzord, and as usual, Bandai and Tamashii Nations did a very good job with the sculpt and paint job. Now, unlike the Megazord, where it was a huge improvement over the Legacy version, here it's just basically a more fancier version of the Legacy Dragonzord, but with a little bit of improvements, which I'll get into very soon. But yeah, the paint job is very well done. I don't think I have any paint errors on this guy, so that's really nice. And the sculpt's pretty good too. You got the face here, the arms, everything. You got these like little symbols around here, which looks very well. You got the Dragonzord coin emblem, the Green Ranger coin emblem here, and it looks very good. The tail is nice and long. And, but it's like the mini plow version where they're all connected on ball joints, but each of these little things can be removed, so that's very good. And the drill bit looks very nice too. And like Megazord, it's a combination between plastic and die-cast, so it gives it a little bit of weight to it. And it has a lot of chrome pieces. This part's chrome. These shoulder pieces are die-cast, but they are chrome like the original toy, and it looks very good. Now, the only place where I don't really like the die-cast is on the toes. I just think this reflective piece just looks a little bit awkward. If there was the same gunmetal plastic as the rest of the foot, it'll look great, like in the promotional images, but it's not. But other than that, it looks very, very beautiful. Now the Megazord, whether it's in the individual Dinozords, or in Take Mode, or in the Megazord, they do a very good job on hiding the joints so you can't even tell they can combine or separate. But here, the joints are a little bit obvious, like these joints right here, which are die-cast as well. They're kind of visible, but they tried their best to hide them, so what can you do? He's got a Z here on his belt and on the bottom of his feet for Zyuranger, so that's a nice little touch. So yeah, so that's it with the sculpt and paint job. Now let's get into the articulation. And his articulation is pretty well done. First of all, you can unpeg the side parts and it can swing out. It also can shift forward like this, so you can move it forward and back and up and down. But fortunately it does look a bit ugly but whatever. The elbows can go up and down like that, and it does have an elbow swivel. Not really necessary, but it's still there. The hands on ball joints, so they can rotate around, up and down like that, and they can shift forward like that, but that's only used for transformation. The legs can swing forward like that, and it also has a joint so it can move out like that. You got a knee joint, which is pretty nice. Now, the ankle is not on a ball joint. It's on this, like, weird mechanism. So, it does have a joint that you can move up and down on. And it also has another joint where you can pivot it, and it has one more joint where you can swivel it a full 360. So, it's weird, but it gets the job done. It's kind of the same as the SH Figuarts Bowser's neck joint, where it's weird, but it benefits. It does get the job done. And the tail can move up and down like that. Has a ratchet joint I love. It's very squeaky. I don't know if that means it's very tight or if it's just very fragile, but it still clicks in place like that. And the rest of the tail is on ball joints, so you can move it around however you like. There, you can just do all sorts of things with it. And the mouth does a little chompy chomp. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it with articulation. And for accessories, he does come with an extra pair of hands. Same thing with the Legacy version. These are actually the default hands used for transformation. The interchangeable hands are these kind of like more curved in hands. I use these when he's just in dragonzord mode like this. And to swap them out, you just basically pop them off. And by the way, these hands, the interchangeable hands, are a pain to get on, so you might want to use a hairdryer or something to loosen it up. But the default hands, they go on pretty easy. And I'm gonna interchange them because we're going to be transforming them anyway, so get on there. Come on. There we go. So now he looks a little bit stupid, but we're going to leave these on because he can combine with this guy. So the first combination is his battle mode. And for that, we're going to need the Mastodon, Triceratops, and Sacred Tiger. So, we're going to do that right now. Okay, so now that you have the Megazord stripped down, you also want to take off the cannons of the Mastodon. They're not needed for this combination. So, first you want to pep up the dragonzord. So what you want to do is take off the tail, and then collapse all these pieces till they lock in straight. Like that. So you just put that aside. And then fold up the peg that the tail plugged in. Straighten out the legs. Then fold up this tab. And then you're going to fold in the legs until you hear a click. Like that. And then fold that flap onto the leg. That, do the same thing. There. And then you want to fold out these ports here. Like that. Then you want to fold in the arms. Just gonna fold in like that. Lock them back in place. And then you're gonna split them open so you can take the chest piece out, like that. And again, leave it aside. Collapse clamp them together. Now, as you can see, it doesn't peg in flush. You do see a big gap right there, but it's fine. Then you want to fold over the arms so they're in the front, and then clip them in place like that. And then you have the Green Ranger coin emblem right there. And then finally, open the mouth, which reveals the face, and then, and as you can see, there's a little gap there. So you just fold down the visor so it's flush. And now all you have to do is combine it like you did the Megazord. So put them into the legs like so. Like that. And then the Mastodon. Paints it like that. Come on. Like that. And there. And there you got the Dragonzord in battle mode. And yeah, it does look pretty cool. I really like that these Zords combine, because, you know, like yellow and blue do make green, so that's pretty neat. Articulation wise, the arms and the legs are the same, so I'm not going to go over that. The legs do go forward, even has that, still has a little joint. Because the peg tracks, it does give it like a little bit of a double jointed knee, so that's nice. But this part is the coolest, and the freaking fang popped off. Anyways, this is the coolest part. Check this out. He has an ab crunch. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like the knee joints on the Legacy White Tiger Zord. They're unnecessary, but it's cool that they have it. So yeah, overall this mode is pretty cool. And when it comes to weapons, he does have a few options. First, you get this separate piece that has a smaller version of the chest plate, and you want to take the tail, remove the first two, like that, and then peg it in via ball peg, like so. And there you got the power staff. And he can hold it. Just gotta move the fingers and thumb. Handle here, close it all up. And there you go. And it does look pretty good. You can kind of make him hold it with both hands like an actual staff, but I'm just too lazy. There's the whole thing. Now, this is, I like to call a more show-accurate version. If you want one that's like the original toy, they do give you the option. So you want to take the chest piece, open it up, and I really love what they did here. You can fold out a base, which is really, really cool. And then you fold out this part to reveal the handle. Like that, there you go, goes back up. And then you fold out this little peg here. Then you connect it all, so get the full tail. And you just peg it in like so. And there you got a, guess, toy accurate version of the power staff. And as you can see, it's a bit big. The blade looks stupidly long. Honestly, it looks better if you take off the last two and put the tail bit on. So now it's even more accurate to the original toy. And yeah, it looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. So if you're gonna do it this way, take off the last two tail bits, because it looks a hell of a lot better. And you can kind of put it in his hand. It is kind of a... Come on, there you go. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they give you like 2 different versions of the same weapon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Now there is one more combination, and to do that you have to rebuild the Megazord again, so back in a sec. Okay, so once you got Megazord all put together, you do need to prep them as well. So what you need to do is fold down the shoulder pads, fold in the horns so it makes it look like he's wearing a ponytail. Then you want to disconnect the tail, like that. And then finally you want to split apart the legs. Just like that. And then you're going to take the dragonzord, alright? Fold in the face, like that. And then put his arms back like they originally were. And I would say fold back these ports, but I'm gonna need them later, so just for the sake of this video I'm gonna leave them in. Then you're gonna open them up completely, and then you're gonna fold down these leg joints like so. And then finally you're gonna lift up this piece, which makes this piece fold out. So just have it rest right there for now. And then you're basically just gonna put him on top of his head, like so. Get that even. Like there. Then go to the back. Clip this piece to where the tail was, and then clip the tail into that. Now, it's not a secure fit. You can get in like that, but you just gotta work on it. And there you have the Mega Dragonzord. It's very top heavy. And I don't know why, but you can see right there, this peg kind of like hovers and this one kind of touches it. I don't know why that is, but yeah. And it looks okay. I mean, it is very top heavy, so you just gotta get planted in order to stay. Now the only problem with this mode is that you do lose his bicep swivel and elbow joints, but it's a brick anyways. So yeah, even though you're supposed to split open the legs, you can leave them like this if you want to. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. Now I would end it here, but there is one more thing you could do. You can take the tail, take the first 2 pieces, and then put the tip on there, and then connect it to this side, like so. And then you take the chest piece, fold in this part right here, and then kind of disconnect it, and then that part is going to plug into there. Get in there. There we go, like that. And then you got this. They never did this on the show, but the original toy was able to do this, and I don't think the Legacy version was capable of this, so it's nice that it kind of honors the original toy. And you know, just to push it even further, I'm gonna add the Mammoth Shield and the Power Sword. See how that looks. Oh my god, this thing is very threatening. I don't even want to touch it right now, because it may fall apart. So yeah, if you want to do all that, you can. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the combinations. now let's get into the final thoughts. So overall, like the Megazord, I absolutely freaking love this thing. I love the articulation, I love its golden paint job, the way it combines with the Megazord. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous piece. And it's not really that expensive compared to the Megazord. It's only $175 max, which is still expensive, but I think it's overall worth it. So yeah, if you missed out on the Season 1 Legacy stuff like I did, I highly recommend this thing. And in February, they're going to be releasing a Titanus, which I'll have a separate video for the pre-order and where to get it later on. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video whenever I make it. So, bye-bye folks.